भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ।
Dear friends, we have been studying the second chapter of the second Mundaka, and the subject matter of this chapter is the concept of Atman and Brahman. Now let us try to find out what is the problem of the author. If we can identify ourselves with the problem that the author feels in trying to explain to us that which is not explainable, this is the author's problem. Let me repeat again. Atman and Brahman is beyond the perception of 5 sense organs. It is beyond our so-called imagination. If it is beyond all that, how can a teacher explain to you that object which is beyond everything, which is absolute, which is immutable, which is infinite, which is eternal, which is not perceptible, not imaginable the way we imagine things based on the 4 concepts of Nama, Rupa, Guna, Artha, Kriya, Karitya. This is the problem of the author. But he, the author, that is the Upanishad itself, is Matri Sama, is as caring and as affectionate as the mother. Mother tries her very best to help the child. So the Upanishad will also try its very best to help the student. So this second chapter is a very, very interesting chapter. Though I'll refer to an incident in Swamiji's life, Swami Vivekananda's life. This chapter is an effort by the Rishi Angirasa to choose such words, to choose such worldly examples which will give you a vague idea of what he is trying to express or impress. And when Swamiji in the United States, with his conviction generated by his own authority of experience, when he spoke about soul and the Atman and the Brahman, one of his students was very honest and sincere. He says, Swami, with your charming personality and your excellent oratory, you are hypnotizing us with the concept of something which is not conceivable. With your charming personality and your skilled oratory, you are trying to explain to us to a thing which I think you are hypnotizing us. And Swamiji will not take it. He promptly rebutted. He promptly refuted by saying, "No, my dear child, you are already hypnotized. I am trying to dehypnotize you." This second chapter is a process of dehypnotizing ourselves. What does it mean? It means we know as an axiomatic truth, as a reality, that I am this body-mind complex. I have a name, I have a form, I have certain qualities, and I have an utilitarian value in human society. That is what I am. And when people ask me, "Will you prove your identity, Swami?" What do? I throw my passport at him. This is my identity. What does the passport contain? The date of your birth, the place of your birth, your identity with your parents, your present day picture, and your profession. I am identified with all these. According to Vedanta, according to Swami Vivekananda's statement, we are deeply hypnotized and we are identifying ourselves with what we are not. Atasmin tat buddhi. That what I am not, I have identified myself with that. This is hypnosis. I am under a great, strong hypnosis. This chapter, with very, very correct, proper, substantial use of words and examples, is trying to dehypnotize ourselves and letting us know what we are, who we are. So please kindly try to look at the problem of Rishi Angirasa, who is trying to explain something to you which he says is not explainable. So what is the way? The way is, according to our Sanskrit terminology, tatastha lakshana. Tasya bachaka pranavaha. Maharishi Patanjali says, we use certain words as a symbolizing something else. A symbol symbolizes an idea. Pranava tasya bachaka. Omkara dhvani. Omkara is the symbol of that which it is symbolizing. What is that? The Atman, the Brahman, the Sarvagya, the Sarvavit, the Sarvavyapi, Sarvastitva. Sarva, all inclusive, no exclusion allowed. Whatever you can think of, it's included. That eternal entity, all permeating, all pervading, all penetrating, ever existing, is symbolized by Omkara Dhvani. Om. This is how he is trying to explain to you. With this as a background, let us continue our study now. Now, what is the most effective way of identifying yourself with that. That which is not explainable, that which is not describable. What is the best method? The best method is linking those ideas with your present day experience. What is your present day experience? I am. What does it mean? I am aware I exist. My existence and awareness of my existence move simultaneously, and I say I am. The teacher here, Rishi Angirasha here, is making that as a foundation where you cannot say it is all woolly-headed idea, it is all a fairy tale, it is just hypnotizing yourself with words. You can't say that. I know I am. And the Upanishad says, please try to understand in reality who you are. Not what you are, what you think yourself to be today. Who you are in reality. So he has an anchor. He has a platform, a solid anchor and a platform on which he is building up ideas. I am. Who am I? I am not this body. How come you say you are not this body? Because your statement, nobody says I body. Everyone says my body is aching. My body is hurt. And in a hurry he says I am hurt. But my body, my mind, my life force, my intelligence, my ego, all of them are mine. I am the owner of all that. I am separated from all this, I say. And that is why we have been able to analyze it properly. We say Pancha Kosha Viveka. 5 sheets, 5 types of coverings cover me, just like a corn, a paddy. You have to slowly and slowly descale it. 1st layer, 2nd layer, 3rd layer, 4th layer, 5th layer. After proper husking, the rice in itself is available to you. Similarly, my awareness of amness is covered in 5 layers. Pancha Kosha. 5 layers. What are those layers? Annamaya Kosha, material body. Manomaya Kosha, the emotional body, the mind. Pranamaya Kosha, that is the life force. Vijnanamaya Kosha is the intellect. And Anandamaya Kosha is my true original nature, transparent through the ego. Hiranmaya Kosha. It's effulgent. I am, I am, I am. It is effulgent. But that is also the thinnest layer of covering. That has to also go. That is, I am means I am separate from you. That separateness is a covering. We are all one. From Atma Buddhya, I am one with everybody. Deha Buddhya Dashoham. When I am aware of my body, I am the servant of the divine. This body-mind complex is his servant. Angsha Deha Buddhya Dashoham. Amsha Buddhya Jiva Buddhya Angshoham. A drop of water and a mighty ocean. And Atma Buddhya Soham. When I am one with you, I am one with the whole cosmos. This is a gradation that we slowly and slowly, by self-imposed discipline and sadhana, we go ahead. In this chapter, dear, in 12 or 11 shlokas, Maharishi Angirasha is trying to, in Swamiji's words, de-hypnotize ourselves. He is trying to draw our attention to what we are in reality, not what I think of myself about what I am not. I think I am that. I think I am that, what I am not. So the first shloka, let me quickly repeat, please. The repetition is very, very necessary. Not only intellectual understanding. Intellectual understanding is the basis of sadhana. Intellectual understanding converts itself into an unstoppable motivation. Therefore, intellectual understanding is required as a first step. What he is saying in the first shloka, Abhihi Sannihitam Guhacharam Nama Mahat Padam Etat. That's what. What is it? Abhihi. Abhi means effulgent, prakasha shila. That is the awareness of mind, which is in me. That is my true original nature. Wherever my eyes fall, I am aware, I am seeing. Wherever sound enters my ears, I hear and I know. All my 5 sense organs are stimulated by the external world with their relevant 5 objects, and the end result is I keep on saying, I know. I know by seeing, I know by hearing, I know by tasting, I know by touching, I know by smelling. I know. But the concept of Brahman can be indirectly assessed by hearing. Anabritti Shabdat, Anabritti Shabdat. This is what is said in the Brahma Sutra. Shabda. From Shabda, noise, sound, Anabritti Bhavati. That is, if you hear it properly, if you understand it properly, having understood it, if you discipline yourself properly, then what happened? You achieved that state of not being born again. Shabdat anabritti. That is why so much of emphasis is given in intellectual understanding through hearing. Reading and interacting with the teacher is hearing. So he says, look, Abhihi, your true original nature is Prakasha Shila, effulgent awareness. Sannihitam, samyak nihitam. The whole human society may be more than a quadrillion. More than a quadrillion. Each and everyone says, I am. That is the highest common factor of human experience. Our ideas may be different, our faiths may be different, our beliefs may be different, but I am is common to all humans. So, we have found out the highest common factor, awareness, which is very definitely poised, established in every human. Guhacharam Namaha. Where is it to be found? It is to be found within me, deep in the cave of my heart. And Mahatpadam. Nothing to surpass it. It is all pervasive. You understand what it means. All pervasive, all permeative, all penetrative. That is, there is not a speck of space where he is not. We know there is not a speck of space where he is not. There is an iota of time where he is not. He is beyond time, beyond space. He is absolute, he is immutable, means beyond the infallible logic of cause and effect. It is beyond all that. Mahatpadam atra etat samarpitam. All that you can see, ejat, pranat, nimishat, sat, asat, varenyam. Whatever you see, whether it's a reptile, whether it is bird, whether it's vertebrate, whether it's non-vertebrates, vertebrates, and etc., 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 anything, they are all in it. Why? Everybody is I am. Existence is everywhere. Sad asad varenam etat janatah param vijnanat varishtham. Please kindly try to experience that which is beyond the best intellectual understanding. Param vijnanat varishtham. It is supreme, sublime than your ordinary understanding. You better convert your understanding from worldly objects to that sublime object. So now you see, he's using words, and he's using the words in such a manner, the ideas are dawning into you. The words explode into idea, spotavad. That is, each word in itself has a capacity to blow into an idea. So he's taking help of it. He has used the words, and you put on thinking, oh, now I can stretch my intellect. Awareness not limited by time, awareness not limited by space, awareness of existence is sarvabhyapi, is all pervasive, all permeative. Now I have a vague idea of what my true original nature is. Please, this is the way that we should follow the teaching of the Upanishads. So, we have studied the first shloka. The second shloka says, Jasmin jat archimat jat anubhyo anuchya. Archimat, effulgent. It's always effulgent. You are always aware. Even when you are asleep, you are aware you are asleep, but it is not on the surface. When you wake up, then you are aware. I had a wonderful sleep, and that sleep was undisturbed by dreams. Orchimat anubhyanucha, the smallest of the small, the largest of the large, and where all the lokas, the concept of various phases of awareness, Bhur Loka, Bhuvar Loka, Swar Loka, and so on, so on, so. They are all in there. And tad eva vedhyam vyambhiso vyavidhi. You have to penetrate that wheel of ignorance and reach there. So you now see, all these words have been arranged in such a manner. You are being motivated by your intellectual understanding. Oh, there is something which is beyond a name, beyond form, beyond qualities, beyond utilitarian value. There is something which is eternally present, which is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. Slowly and slowly, these ideas are being built into you. And this is how he goes on. Now let us go into our 6th shloka, which is today's study. He now finds out an example. Let us read the shloka first. Word to word meaning second. The meaning of the sentence third. And what is the desired intention of the author fourth. Let us see. Araiva rathanabho sanghata yatra nadyaha sa eva antascharati bahuda jayamana om iti evam dhayatah atmanam swasti nah paraya tamasha parastat. These are the 4 lines of the shloka. What does it say? Araiva rathanabho. You know the wheel of a cart, a horse cart? Wheel. What does the wheel consist of? The outer ring, multiple number of spokes which come and concentrate on the central hub, and from that central hub and the spokes, the wheel is in its position and it functions. Araiva rathanabho jatra sanghatanadya. Jatra nadya. Nadi means nerves. The nervous system of a human being. We say the whole nervous system is spread all over the body, but the central part is the heart, the place of feeling. From here we feel. So he says, like the spokes of a wheel from different parts of the wheel but comes to the center, similarly all the avenues of your feeling goes to the center, and the center is the core of your heart. In that core of your heart, dhyatah, please try to concentrate Omkara there. Om, Om, Om. And you feel it is in the core of your heart. And you know, in our scriptures it is said, if you can master this, you will constantly hear all the time, all over the world, that Omkara Dhvani is being recited within you. That is the inhalation and exhalation of the Supreme Being, Parameshwara. anahata dhani sravana. That is an achievement in spiritual life. By practicing this, what is he saying? Look, dear, like the spokes of a wheel, where from the hub the spokes go out radially and holds the wheel in its proper place. Similarly, the core of your heart is the place where your feeling generates. And that feeling has 1,001 shapes. You are angry, you are happy, you are miserable, you are vengeful, you are this, you are that. All that emanates from here. Now, when you understand this in the worldly manner, now go a step forward. Say that is the seat of the reality, the Omkara, the Atman, the Brahman, Tasya Vachaka Pranava. The symbol of that absolute is Omkara, Omkara Dhvani. Om. The three alphabets and the nasal resonance. Gross, subtle, causal, and beyond that, which is not describable. In that core of heart, Om iti evam dhyayatah. You please keep on meditating on that Omkara Dhvani and what it signifies in the core of your heart. And when you do so, your teacher blesses you, Swasriva Paraya Tamasha Parastat. May welfare and well-being accompany you, and may you go beyond the darkness of ignorance of your true original nature. So, dears, coming back to the original point again, all these few 12 shlokas, they have been told to be the description of Paravidya Vishaya. Paravidya Vishaya. Aparavidya has been discussed before. The sublime knowledge is now being placed before you. This is the 6th example that has been given to you to meditate upon. And what is meditation? Meditation is preceded by intellectual conviction, rock solid, crystal clear. The rock solid, crystal clear is in the domain of intellect, and meditation is a domain of performance. Shravana is to listen, manana is to cogitate, and nididhyasana is to put it into practice. So here he says, how will you practice concentrating on your true original nature? Your true original nature, where you feel it in the source of your feeling, that is your heart, in deep in the cave of your being, your personality. I am Brahman, I am Atman. Instead of saying Brahman and Atman, which may mean everything to everybody, anything to anybody, so you say, oh, that is, you're concentrating the gross, the subtle, the causal, and the resonance of a bell. And the teacher is there to bless you all the time. My dear children, my good wishes, my prayers for you are always there. Make use of it and go beyond the domain of ignorance. This is the 6th example. Now let us go to the 7th. Ja sarvagya sarvavit jasya esha mahima bhuvi Dibbe Brahmapure Esha Vyogni Atma Pratishtita. Another method. Ja Sarvagya. He is a knower of everything in general. Sarvavit. He knows it in particular. Now this is something you must know well, why he has used these two words. I, in principle, know how the computer works, to some extent in principle. This is how it works. But an IT engineer, he knows every detail of it. If something goes wrong, he can correct it. I can't. I am Sarvagya, but I am not Sarvavit. Sarvavit is only he who has created it, thought of it, designed it, planned it, programmed it, executed it, and is running it. He knows every bit of it. So he, the Parameshwara or the Brahman, he is Sarvagya, he knows everything in principle. Sarvavit, he knows everything in detail. Esha Mahima Jasya Bhuvi. Esha Mahima Jas Bhuvi Jasya. Esha Bhuvi Jasya Mahima. I'm sorry. Esha Bhuvi Jasya Mahima. This whole cosmos is his excellence. Now, please kindly consider, don't say it is nature, it is the law of nature, it is happening, it has happened. When you say, oh, it has happened, and you don't further go into it intelligently, when you take this attitude, mind you, indirectly, you are expressing the bankruptcy of your intellect. The intellect must be penetrative till it has found out an answer. Oh, this is nature, it happens. That means you are not exercising your intellect and you are happy without knowing it. Good enough, you remain so. But here there is no scope of remaining ignorant. You have to go through the wheel of ignorance, peel through ignorance. Therefore, you can't say that. Jasya bhumi, esha bhuvi, jasya mahima. This whole cosmos is an excellent manifestation of him. What does it mean? Please kindly think of a little bit. Please look at this whole world. Apart from human achievements, we don't deny that. It's indispensable, as I keep on telling you. It is indispensable but not sublime. We are now talking about sublime wisdom. Look at this world. Go to the nature. See the movement of the sun during 365 days. For we do not know, since the dawn of this creation, the sun is moving at the same pattern. The moon is moving at the same pattern. The weathers are coming one after the other. Happenings in the nature, eclipse and so on and so forth, is happening with clock-like regularity. Can you deny a supreme intelligence with supreme power and capacity is constantly overseeing all this activity? It's a way of argumentation, let me say. But the way of argumentation has no fallacy. That this whole cosmos is moving in a strict, absolutely correct pattern. How come? You say, oh, it's natural. Mind you, when you say it happens, it is that way. It is natural. That is, you are not using your intellect, you're proclaiming the bankruptcy of your intellect. Here he says, think of that entity, that supreme being, Shadabhaga Sampanya Bhagavan, Jnana, Aishwarya, Bala, Birja, Teja, Shakti. 6 sources of energy. He is the manager of that. He is the owner of that. And he manages the whole world by knowing everything in detail, knowing everything in particular. Dibyehi Brahmapure. He is Dibya, effulgent. Where does he stay? Brahmapura. He has his place to stay, where you can first experience him. He is everywhere. You will experience him everywhere. But first, experience him within yourself, because it is direct. Dibyehi Brahmapure, Dibye Brahmapure hi esha Vyomni Atma Pratishtitaha. It is well ensconced. It is so strongly ensconced there, you can't throw it out. I am. Can you throw out that feeling from you? I am. Where is he? Deep down in the cave of your heart, that is where he resides. Brahmapure. Divya Dotanavan. He is always effulgent. You are always aware I am. Awareness and existence are inseparable. Satta, Chetana and Ananda. Satchidananda Sarupatma. That is the first experience. Satchidananda Sarupatma. I am Satsarup, I am Chitsarup, I am Ananda Sarup. That is the first experience. And the next is Ayamatma Brahma. I am the eternal. Subjective and objective. So you see now, dears, when I introduce the subject to you, that all these shlokas of the second chapter of the second Mundaka, they are nothing else but various concepts, various attitudes being placed before you. You can choose any one of them. And you proceed with the methodology, Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. And you realize your true original nature. What is that? It is Sarvagya, It is Sarvabhit. This Bhuvana, this Bhuvi cosmos is his excellent manifestation. Mahima, excellent manifestation. And where is he to be found? In Brahmapura, Dibye Brahmapure, he Atmani Vyomni Atmani Pratishita, in the space of your heart. We are used to having a thing in a proper place. So the place is your own heart, the cavity of your personality, the depth of your personality. So dears, let us stop here. Let us digest these ideas, and there are only, now this is the 7th, there are 4 more shlokas, and we will take it one after the other. But mind you, each of the shloka is a methodology of meditating about that imperceptible, indescribable, but experienceable Brahman or Atman. Never forget that. It is not describable, but you can weave your words in such a manner that it explodes into an idea. That idea to start with will be very vague. It will be very wavery. It will go, it will come. And the more you cogitate on it, after Shravana, continue to hear, continue to assimilate, manana, continue to cogitate over it, so that forgetfulness and remembering, the time for remembering increases than forgetting. And ultimately, you meditate on it in such a manner that your whole energy, you have heard it before, that all your energy has to be taken together to penetrate the wheel of this ignorance. And each and every shloka is a methodology. They are interrelated, but they are independent of each other as far as performance of this procedure, discipline procedure is concerned. But the main theme is anchor your idea with this question and try to find out an answer to this question. Who am I? What am I? I am aware I exist, but I am not aware who am I. This will teach you to find out for yourself who you are. Well, friends, thank you enough. We'll meet again during our next session, and we will carry on with our study, another 4 or 5 shlokas, where the 2nd chapter will come to an end, and each and every shloka is a different approach, a different methodology, a different way of understanding that which is not perceptible, that which is not describable, but that which is experienceable, and I am experiencing it as of now. I am, but I do not know who am I in reality. I know what I am not. I have identified myself with what I am not. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you ever so much. We meet again during our next session.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.